South Korea, kimchi, samgyeopsal, Crash Landing on You, Blackpink, and BTS. Kim Je Deok.
선수가 어떠한 성적을 낼지.
대한민국의 김재덕이 먼저 쏩니다.
오, 엑셀입니다. 오, 엑셀입니다.
Usapang Archery. So, syempre, one of the hot topics this year is the Olympics. And one of the hot archers in the Olympics right now is Kim Je Deok. Now, we don't know who he is, we don't know where he came from, but he topped the qualifying round in the men's recurve division. And he also won mixed team gold and team gold. And he didn't do so bad. Actually, ang dami niyang tens na tinira. Now, at such a young age, you'd wonder, saan magaling tong bata? Di ba? While most archers are struggling to perform well in a tournament at that age, this guy is busy winning gold medals. So parang whoa, 17 years old. When I was 17 years old, I was busy trying to just perform well in a competition, yet alone trying really hard to even finish in the podium. This kid is winning the Olympics or winning gold medals in the Olympics. Now, the first time I've actually heard of this guy was probably mga 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Kasi I remember when we were selling a certain brand, he was one of those poster boys in their Facebook page, wherein he shot a perfect 360 out of 360 at 30 meters. So he was one of those kids that, or one of the reasons why I brought in a certain riser into the Philippine market. Kasi parang, pucha, 13 years old, nakaka 360. Kami nga dati sa compound 360, big deal na. Ito sa recurve 360, perfect. Diba? Parang, there must be something good about this riser. So, we brought it in. Unfortunately, this riser didn't pick up so well. So, naisip ko, ay, magaling lang talaga yung bata. Fast forward, 5-6 years later, I see his name again. And one of our clients, Joms Estacio, shared a video of him. And sabi ko parang, oo, ito yung bata. Pero right now, he's using win and win or Wiawis. Sabi ko, let's do some research, no? I remember last year, I saw a video of the Korean archers training. And Yoon Ok-hee, who is a Olympic medalist also, gold medalist, also a former #1 of Korea, so women's. She said that
he'll be in his prime for the next 20 years, and I don't think winning the gold medal at the Olympics will be much of a challenge once he gets in. A talent like Je Deok comes once in 100 years. I'm so proud of him.
wow, bigat. That's a very big statement, bold statement from a former #1. And then parang sabi ko, sige, hindi ko muna pinansin masyado kasi teammates niya si Kim Woo-jin o Jin Hyek. So sabi ko naman baka naman hype lang to. And then when the Olympics came, gulat nga ako, parang, oh, tinalo niya si Brady Ellison. And he was #1 for quite some time. He didn't really fall back to like number 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just suddenly had the lead. He was on the lead for quite a good amount of rounds. So when he won his first gold medal sa games, sa Olympic Games, I was pretty impressed. Okay, so he won it first a mixed team. And then he won it next on the men's team event. And I was a little bit worried na rin kasi syempre parang all of a sudden after the first gold medyo fanboy mode na ako eh. And then I remembered itong Olympics nga pala, the schedule is spread out so wide that his performance can actually change a little bit. Okay, because I remember having a tournament wherein we had the qualifying rounds 2 days, and then we had the team event in the middle, and it was stretched so far na parang sa last few days na lang yung mga medal matches, mga individual matches. So I think it was a 10-day event. And the hard thing about these long events, normally kasi 1 week tapos na di ba? Parang 7 days. The thing with the long events is that when you're doing good in the first part, okay, you're peaking on the first few days of your event. So normally your peak would last you, or your performance cycle would peak on the first few days. So first mga 4 or 5 days kaya mo sustain yan. And then towards the end, medyo magte-taper down na yan. So you'll start having some bad habits. Now, if you're an inexperienced archer, or an archer that has no experience on big events, okay, such as World Championships, Asian Games, mga ganon, the World Cups, you wouldn't know how to manage these things or these issues in terms of performance really well. So sabi ko, sana he's able to maintain it. But unfortunately, he lost to Florian Unruh of Germany. I think it was 5-3 yung score niya. Now, of course, it's very unfortunate lang na the archer na I wanted to win lost. But at the same time, pucha, 17 years old, diba? He really has a long way to go. Most of the archers, they peak at their early 20s. They mature at their early 20s. They learn how to handle certain issues at their early 20s. And this guy at 17, long way to go. I think he'll have probably a good 10 years, 15 years ahead of him, wherein he'll have 2-3 more Olympics that he can actually try to win the individual gold. So what are the learning points that we learned from this kid? I don't know if I should call him a kid, a man, but he's 17. So from this guy na lang, okay? At his age, nothing is impossible, diba? We always say na, masyado siyang bata, that's why he didn't do so well. I remember when I was younger, I heard that from some of my coaches na parang, wag niyo isama yan sa team event kasi inexperienced si Earl or something like that. It should be a wake-up call to all the archers. Especially sa atin, no? Kasi parang nasa slump tayo ngayon eh. We're not able to get up the scores in the Philippines. Yung scores kasi natin dito sa Philippines is not at that level yet. Parang iniisip natin na hindi natin maka-qualify ng archer sa Olympics because of certain factors. But the level of performance kasi sa atin is very low. And it's also because the goal setting that the community has is also a bit low. Now, one analysis that I have is that every decade or every generation of archers, which I would say would last 10 years, if there is no talent to carry over what the previous generation had, hindi ma-raise yung level ng performance. So I remember during the times of sila Rachel Cabral, sila Marvin Cordero, sila Florante Matan, the scores were actually decent na eh. So the scores that they were shooting now, or the recurve archers of the Philippines are shooting now, were actually a bit lower than what they were shooting. But there was a 10-year dead zone wherein no new talent was able to meet that score. So now the scores are lower. We are trying to get back to that level of performance. Siguro, if we talk about men's division lang, okay, we're seeing a good progression with our local archer Jason Feliciano. He's shooting 330s already. So in the Olympic qualifier, he proved that he's capable of shooting 330s. Maski nag-miss siya sa Olympic qualifier, he did actually pretty well. He finished with a 320 something on his second round. So parang on average, he's there na eh. So siguro dapat yung mga archers natin tina-target yung mga scores ni Jason. Huwag kayong makontento sa scores ng teammate mo or ng kaklub mo na nasa 320, 310, di ba? Parang wala eh. Dapat ang tina-target nyo is yung mas mataas na score. It's the same thing with Kim Je Deok. Of course, growing up, he was shooting on his own. He knows what a good score is. But of course, he also knows what the Korean national team top archers are doing, like what sila Oh Jin Hek are shooting, Kim Woo Jin. So he always targeted to be able to shoot 330 highs, 340s, 350s, diba? At practice or in competition. So hindi siya nakontento sa mababang score ng kaklub niya, diba? Or classmate niya sa school. So the mere fact this guy knows that he can actually shoot the 697s that he does in practice in competitions would actually make him work harder para i-level up pa yung performance niya. So you wouldn't be surprised if one day he'll set a world record. He'll beat the world record ni Kim Woo Jin. He is actually a good reference to everyone, okay? Especially the youth archers in achieving their goals as an archer, 'di ba? Kasi sometimes parang ano ba ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Ang baba ng score natin pero practice pa rin tayo ng practice. Hindi, you can actually target a score and then just go for it, 'di ba? Work hard, take it one day at a time, and yun. When it comes naman to equipment, you can see naman na yung gamit niya hindi naman yung latest. Hindi naman niya ginagamit yung Meta DX, yung Radical Pro, ATFX. He's using a TFT, which is a discontinued riser. So this riser is like at least 2 years off na, 'di ba? Wala na. Limbs niya EX Prime, okay, which is also discontinued. Stabilizer niya, if I'm not mistaken, is a ACS 15. Yung pinaka-latest nga nagamit niya is yung sight niya, Shibuya na bago na yung latest ni Shibuya eh. And of course, we all know that doesn't have any performance advantage when it comes to shooting, diba? It's just really a sight. It's a fixed object, of course, with the latest materials. So hopefully na parang sa akin, I hope that this becomes a really good example to all of us na kaya natin, diba? Eh, maski yung mga gamit ng archer na yan, he actually topped the world rankings, top the games. So that's it, guys. I'm here na in Benel. This is a vlog of what I have to say from my house to the office, and yun lang. See you on our next video.